if you truly believe that depression, anxiety, fear, anger is something that you can defeat, something that you can manage, that is something that you can conquer, you will be able to get there. Hey guys, it's your girl Shamika and welcome back to Live, Love, Life, and Travel. In today's video, I wanted to sort of hit back on a topic that I think I brought up months ago, and it's something that I'm going to probably continue to sort of talk about throughout my YouTube career, because it's something that I severely struggled with back in the past, and I know it's something that millions and millions of Americans and people all around the world struggle with on a daily basis, which is depression. And like I said, it was something that I struggled with severely in the past, like to the point where it was debilitating my life, and like suicidal, anxiety, fear, stress, anger, sadness, like the whole shebang, to the point where I felt like I was gonna have like a mental breakdown. And again, that's very much in the past now, and I've found ways to not just cope or manage or deal with my depression, but really just conquer it and get control over the monster that depression can be. And if I didn't figure out how to push forward and push past all that, I wouldn't be here today. I don't know, honestly, I'm scared to even think where I would be if I allowed depression to sort of consume my life continuously. So I'm not going to talk about my story of depression or just depression as a whole in this video, because I feel like it has to be sort of a continuous conversation, because I don't want to do just one big video now and then it gets sort of lost in my archives of videos as I continue making videos. I want to keep sort of the conversation going for anybody who's new coming to my channel to sort of see it. And it's something that mental health and just physical health and spiritual health and emotional health is something that I want to always talk about in my YouTube career or whatever. So today's topic on depression is going to be people claiming and owning their depression. And what I mean by that is I've started to see a lot of people come out with videos about being depressed or bipolar or having anxiety problems or some other mental disorder. But depression, on that topic, I've been seeing a lot of people come out to talk about and discuss and share their depression with the YouTube world and with their audience. And I understand why they're doing that and the purpose for it. It's, you know, acknowledging you have an issue is the first step to recovery, which I know sounds really corny, but it's true. If you don't acknowledge that you have a problem, then you will never seek help and take the steps you need to actually resolve that problem. And I know that they feel like sharing their story with other people is helpful, because then sharing their story with other people is helpful, because then a lot of times when you're dealing with stuff like that, even though logically you know that there are other people who deal with depression, but in the moment you feel really alone in it. And so just knowing someone else is going through it can actually help you, and it can help other people. And it can also be really therapeutic to the person who is discussing their problems or their issue. But the thing I want to encourage people to be careful of is claiming their depression as if there is no way out of it. The videos that I've been seeing is people sort of like claiming and taking ownership of it as if this is a problem I'm going to have for the rest of my life. This is something I'm going to deal with for the rest of my life. I'm always going to struggle with this, guys, and it's so sad and it sucks and I know sometimes when you are dealing with depression, when you're in the midst of it, you do feel like it's no way out and it's never going to end. And I have to encourage people and to let you guys know that people don't realize the power of your mind and the power of words and the power of your subconscious. If you are telling yourself that this is mine forever and there's nothing I can do about it, I'm always going to have this, and I'm always going to be on antidepressants and I can't defeat it and there's no way out, then that is going to be your reality if that is truly what you believe. So I want people to be careful with that. Like, acknowledge you have an issue, but acknowledge in a way that this is an issue I have, but this is an issue that I can either cope with, deal with, manage, or conquer and defeat. Not this is a problem I have and it's just something I'm gonna have to have for the rest of my life. There's nothing I can do with it, and you know, blah blah blah. And I'm not talking about depression that is paired with other disorders like bipolar, or depression that is paired with psychosis, because that is something I don't have. That's something I haven't dealt with. But even then, I believe, in my opinion, if just because a doctor, a therapist, a psychologist, a counselor, whatever, labels you something, it doesn't mean that you roll over and then you just sort of give up and say, oh well, you know, this is my issue and I can't do anything about it. Unless you're severely mentally disabled, I feel like there is a way out, and there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, for the lack of a better word. I see that, and I don't like people are speaking those words back into themselves, saying, guys, I deal with depression every day, and I struggle with it every day, and this is something I have to have every day. And they're speaking that back into themselves and telling themselves, I have no way out of this. I am never going to be able to defeat this. I am never going to be able to cope with this. I am never going to be able to manage this, because they sort of mentally and emotionally sign a contract with depression as a permanent residence in their mind, their emotions, their heart, their soul, and their character. And I wanted people to be careful with that. Acknowledge you have an issue, whatever it is. If it's depression, anxiety, fear, anger, whatever, or any other mental disorder like bipolar, just because you have an issue doesn't mean it has to claim your life or your future. Just because you have an issue doesn't mean it has to dictate who you are, who you're going to be, what you're going to do in life. There's so much light in here. So that's all I really wanted to say with that, is that people need to be careful what they're saying. People need to be careful in what they're speaking back into themselves, and be careful that you're not rolling over and just sort of allowing depression or whatever issue you are dealing with to defeat you. And I know when you're in the midst of it, that's what it feels like. It feels like it's never gonna end. It feels like it's gonna be forever. It feels like there's no way out. Trust me, I've been there. But because I'm a stubborn ass bitch, and even when I wanted to give up, I couldn't. I was like, there did get to a point where I was like, fuck this, depression isn't gonna beat me. It's not gonna be my dictator. It's not gonna be my fucking god. It's not gonna control my life anymore. I'm gonna figure out a way to defeat depression. Now, am I saying I'm perfect now? No. Do I still get tiny bouts of depression here and there, far and few between? Yes. But trust me, if you would have like met me years ago, you will see that the way it was before is not even nearly as close and as bad as any type of depression I may feel now. And now I have the tools to take myself out of it and to kick depression's ass back to the back. Go. No, you're not going to control my life. Fuck you. And so that's it. That's what I just wanted to say, is like, just be careful the words you are speaking back into your life. Be careful taking ownership and claim of things that you don't necessarily want to be there. Even anything like if you are lacking finances right now, don't keep telling yourself that you're poor and that you're broke and that you don't have no money, because you're speaking it back into your life, and that's going to be your reality. If you truly believe that depression, anxiety, fear, anger is something that you can defeat, something that you can manage, and something that you can conquer, you will be able to get there. I'm not saying it's going to be overnight. I'm not saying you're going to be perfect. I'm not saying you're not going to make tons of mistakes and fall on your face and relapse and blah blah blah, but you will eventually get there if you truly believe that. And however you may get there, whether it be medication, whether it's through diet, through nutrition, through spirituality, through whatever, if you have to take the steps to get there. You have to do the work to pull yourself out of whatever issue that you are dealing with. But if you truly believe you can defeat this, then you can. But if you truly believe that you can't, and this is something that you're going to have to struggle with in this intense way that you're struggling with it now, the rest of your life, then that is going to be a reality. So that's all I wanted to say about depression, guys. This is going to be a conversation I'm going to continue all the time, along with other stuff, other mental, physical, emotional, spiritual health. If you guys have any comments of what I was just talking about depression, please feel free to comment below. If you have any of your own stories to talk about depression, if you're dealing with depression, if you whatever helped you deal with depression or anxiety or fear or anger, feel free to comment below, guys. Thank you. Share this video if you want to share it. Like this video if you want to like it. It really does help me out. And if you want to continue to follow me on this journey of this crazy game called life, please feel free, please subscribe. Thank you guys from Live, Love, Life, and Travel.
Just the two of us, yeah, you and I.